Sangram, my question
Sir,
is, what is the different operation activities of vendors? Suppose you are in the middle management of a company and you are responsible for purchase related activities. You have already communicated a particular vendor or supplier of different products. How the vendor will execute different operational activities.
the
You can tell.
transport or getting the raw materials, then transfer
Okay, you
transfer of
can tell
finished
only one.
goods to the final destination.
Okay, only one. Next, so Mr. Sahu,
So producing and selling of the product.
producing and selling of the product. This is one part. Okay, Shubham Karan. What are the different activities?
Getting the
Yes.
getting the raw materials at right price.
Okay. Abhishek Martin. Abhishek, are you there? What are the different activities of vendor? Okay, Anusha Satpathy. Somanath Vevriya. I think they are mute their microphones. Okay. So in case of vendor or suppliers operations, whenever they receive the demand information from manufacturing side, they have to first arrange their capacities regarding supplier activities, regarding distribution activities. In that case, they will directly analyze their main machine material. For example, in case of machine, they are directly prefer loading or unloading activities. In case of manpowers, they will be directly engaged huge amount of manpower for different activities, starting from loading, unloading, packaging, shippings, labelings, even if in case of cross documents. The next part is that they are also tracking these activities through implementation of different IT tools. And finally, if the product is reached at the destination, they will provide the delivery report to the manufacturers. So these are the different activities of supplier operation activities. In case of vendor development, these activities starting from accessing supply operations, providing incentive to improve performance, instigating competition among suppliers, and work directly with supplier either through the training or other activities. So these are basic points include in case of vendor development. Moving to the next part, the best practice in case of vendor development. First one is creating dedicated supply development teams. So whenever you are responsible for vendor development, you are dedicatedly develop a supply development teams. The next is teaching and guide the supply development teams, involving suppliers in new product and process development. The next is creating supplier support centers at their location itself. The next one is setting continuous improvement scheme for suppliers. And the next is improve metrics for supply development improvement. Next point, sharing the saving from the supply development activities with suppliers. And the last one is improving suppliers supply management systems. So these are the best practice in case of vendor development process. Moving to next one, is my voice is clear to all?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, fine. So there is a power failure. That's why I'm asking. Moving to next part, building relationship with vendors. First, you have to share information and the priorities for your vendor to effectively meet your need to the best of their abilities. And it is important for you to provide necessary information in a timely manner. So this might include launch date, change in design, forecast information, other pertinent information that might affect the quality of services. Moving to next one, building relationship with vendors, allow strategy and innovation. So when you and your vendor work together on strategy, you can get the best value for your money. So invite the vendor to meet in case of involve the product is working on which provide valuable insight or innovative solutions that make the product better or even cheaper and which will give you a competitive advantages. The next one is look to the failure, Short-term relationship with vendor will only lead to short-term gains and marginal cost saving. But in case of you go for long-term, the real value comes from building a partnership for long-term. Doing so will able to trust and commit from your vendors, which will lead to discount and preferential treatment, access to the expert knowledge. The next point, that is known as focus win-win agreement. You won't be able to build a relationship with strong arm negotiation tactics. So here, contract negotiation is implemented. Instead, you will be create resentment that will lead to the further problem down to the road. And next is focus on negotiating agreement in case of good faith that allow both parties to walk away feeling good about the deal. And the last and most important thing is vendor performance monitoring. So in case of vendor performance monitoring, the term suppliers or vendors include contractor for work, service as, a, service as well as suppliers. The term performance monitoring means measuring the supplier ability to comply with and preferably exceed their contractual obligation, that is monitoring the post contract. Here, as far as concerned with leading global excellence in case of procurement and supply, that is CIPS recognized, this is sometimes referred to as vendor ratings, especially where specific measures are used. So as far as concerned with CAF, the CIPS believe that the performance monitoring is a fundamental element with contract management and supply development. It can also be argued that the monitoring the performance of supplier can be included an aspect of supplier appraisals, that is the process of evaluating potential suppliers, and can be extended to supplier selection criteria during tendering. And the next part is that as aspect of management approval, the supplier list. So these are belong to two parameters. For the aspect of supplier appraisal, the next is aspect of management approve the supplier list. Moving to next part, as far as concerned with the company point of view, most of the company are implementing scorecards, and that scorecard should be measured the key performance indicator, that is known as KPI, that the vendor is bound to provide this particular scorecard and go through this particular scorecard, and that should be analyzed through the companies. An easy way to develop this list to use vendor contract term as the list of major items. And this data is collected and analyzed by the scorecard should be used for all of the vendors. What is the good? What good is accurate data about the vendor performance? If the business does not take action with the vendor based upon the conclusion about vendor performance that the scorecard made visible. And finally, the benefit of vendor performance monitoring. These are basically include avoid supply chain risks, protect and improve brand reputations, avoid cost and achieving savings. The next is segment and rank vendors, then collaborate with suppliers and improve internal process. So here the module number 3 is completed. We'll discuss about Flipkart. So try to focus on this starting from this slide to last slide. This is very much important as far as concerned with your summer intensive program, which is recently operated from your placement departments. In case of Flipkart, I will ask some questions. What is the tagline of Flipkart? Anyone? Yes. What is the brand tagline of Flipkart?
अब हर विश होगी पूरी.
अब हर wish होगी पूरी. This is belong to Future Group. That is the tagline of Big Bazaar in case of Future Group. Who the founder of Flipkart? Anyone? Founder of Flipkart? No one.
Sachin Bansal, Bini
Binny
Bansal.
Bansal, Sachin Bansal.
Bini Bansal and Sachin Bansal. Okay, fine. Let's start from this one. So this is the Flipkart is an electronics commerce company among the India's largest online retails and reported sales of $12.5 billion. Clear. The next part is Flipkart initially started with selling books. As you know, if you go to the past history of Flipkart, Vinny Bansal and Sachin Bansal started their company with a fees of 4.5 lakhs. And within 3 months, they will sell only one book. The book cost is around 90 rupees. And most of the things that these people are belong to IIT, and they have started their career in case of Amazon, but later till later they will just start their own e-commerce websites. Initially they started selling books online, but diversified today into generic e-commerce websites, selling DVDs, CDs, DVDs, mobile phones, electronics, and infinitive number nowadays. The next part is the mission of organization is to provide memorable online shopping experience to the customers so that they come back again and they use innovative service like 30-day replacement. This is one of the important strategies. Then is next one is cash on delivery. This is also implemented by Flipkart first time in India. The next one is free shipping. Initially, most of the e-commerce sites are chargeables in case of delivery charge. The next strategy is that is known as EMI option, mainly for electronics, and the last strategy is on-time deliveries. So these are the most important strategy implemented by Flipkart. Moving to next slide. So these are the two persons who started these companies. You see in this particular, the left side is Vinny Bansal and right side is Sachin Bansal. I just analyze this particular slide. In the year 2007, Sachin Bansal and Vinny Bansal both are alumni of IIT Delhi. They work with Amazon and they have started the headquarters of Flipkart at Bangalore, Karnataka. But the most important thing, they registered their company in case of Singapore and owned by Singapore-based holding companies. As I told in the last slide, especially reference to your facility strategies, most of the Indian company are registered in case of Singapore. Why Singapore? First thing is the particular environment is very much suitable for innovations idea as far as concerned with global innovation index. The next part is that a huge amount of sponsorship should be received, or you can directly receive a huge amount of sponsorship from various multinational companies. That is why most of the Indian companies are registered in case of Singapore. They started with 4 lakhs to nowadays around 60,000 crore rupees, that is in the year 2016, and started with books to electronics goods, stationery supplies, lifestyle products, etc. So these are the basic introduction of this particular thing. The next important thing is that if you see the organizational structure of Flipkart, they have segregated into three parts. The first part is product technology. The second part is business development, and the third part is operations. Here, in case of product and development technology, they have include website management, so artificial intelligence, that AI stands for artificial intelligence, and ERP, entrepreneur resource planning. In case of business development, they are focused on vendor management. Here, the topic we have already discussed: vendor management, development, vendor certification procedure. The next is vendor development and vendor relationship management. That is most important part. The next part is sales management, and the last one is pricing strategy. So due to rapid fluctuation in case of e-commerce sites, especially reference to pricing strategy. Nowadays, the Flipkart, even if your Amazon is faced more number of allegations by various type of vendors across India due to their pricing strategy. For example, in case of electronics goods, the price is rapidly down during big billion sale days or any kind of sale days. Okay. So this strategy is very much important as far as concerned with the e-commerce side. Then we are talking about operation part. This is the most important part, and this is the backbone of the Flipkart organizational structure. The most important thing is procurement, or that is known as your purchase. The next one is warehouse, that is known as facilities. The next part is logistics. To reduce the cost of logistics, Flipkart has launched its own logistics, that is known as e-card. And most important thing is customer supports. So these are the different organizational structure of your Flipkart. Moving to next one, the Flipkart shareholding patterns. So as you know, Walmart has occupied around 82.3%. The next is Tiger Globals, that is a multinational companies who can occupy 4.72%, and Vinny Bansals had occupied around 3.15%. Sachin Bansal has just left the company. The next is you Qatar Investment Authorities, that is the government of Qatar. They have also invested 1.45% of stake. SL also take around 1.25% of stakes. Others also occupied around 0.48%. Even if you Microsoft also take around 1.4541% of share. And finally, the Tencent, this is one of the Japanese companies who take around 5.21% of share. So these are those share holding patterns. So we have already heard about the rumor that Walmart has occupied or acquired or merged Flipkart. That is not the proof. The proof is that Walmart has just holding the share of Flipkart around 82.3%. Moving to the next part. The next one is these are the companies made by Flipkart or occupied by Flipkart. First one is eBay. The next one is Jabang. The next one is FX Mart. The next is PhonePe. It is very much famous in case of online payments, and the exclusive brand in case of garment, clothing, and accessories. They have started Myntra. Moving to the next part, the most important thing is supplier networks. Because as you know, most of the Flipkart mother distribution house, they are connected to around 500 plus distributors, only stock frequently order items. An item with low demand elasticity, fast selling items which have long shelf life are maintained in case of inventories. I repeat, they never go for maintain any kind of inventory. But the thing is that they are also go for low demand elasticity, fast selling items, and long shelf life are maintained as inventories. And the rates are directly sent to the customers. If you order a particular item which is not under low demand elasticity, fast selling item, or long shelf life, in that case, you can get within 2 days. Then moving to the next one, where is item with low and unpredictable demand are procured once from the customer place the orders. In most cases, what will happen during big billion sale day or in case of any kind of strategy implemented by Flipkart for rapid increase in case of sale, in that case, they directly communicate with more number of vendors, sellers to purchase or procure this particular product from directly from the vendor to the customers. Moving to the next part, is the PPT is visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is another part of business implemented by Flipkart. The first one is distributors. Under distributors, the Flipkart distribution is getting designed in a such a way that the Flipkart can become official distributor of several multinational companies. Product feature in case of India, for example, in case of Motorola and Google, these are the official distribution companies. The next is in case of logistics, the Flipkart logistics getting designed in a such a way that other e-commerce website can also outsource delivery in case of Flipkart. The next important part is pricings. We have already discussed about the pricings because due to this pricing strategy, there are more number of competitors will be arise. For example, in case of Amazon, in case of pricing strategy, it is designed in a such a way that the other e-commerce sites or websites can outsource delivery of several products for the Flipkart. It also includes Motorola, Google, Casio. And the next important thing is it also focus on BPU, business process operations. In case of Flipkart BPU getting designed in a such a way that other e-commerce website can outsource delivery of several products for the Flipkart. So these are directly added value in case of open loop and adding extra source of income for Flipkart. Moving to next part, the simple supply chain of Flipkart. First, whenever you place the order is received in case of customer help desk. If it is yes, it is directly ready for packaging in case of warehouse, then go to shipping and order received by the customer. If the order is not in inventory, they directly or the artificial intelligence is directly contact the number of suppliers. The supplier will provide the item. If the item is received, it is passed under several quality control check. After quality control check, Flipkart will provide their own packagings, own labelings, and they are ready to ship. And finally, the order received by the customers. So in this part, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Till date, any doubts from your side, anyone?
So, expected questions in at the time of interview.
Okay, I will tell that particular part. Don't
Yes.
worry, clear. The next important part is warehouse. The most important part in case of your operation management, as far as concerned Flipkart. Flipkart has and more warehouse spread across the metros like Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, and in other cities like Pune, Bangalore, and Noida. So they further have smaller region distribution center over 500 locations. For example, think about this Chandrasekharpur area, especially reference to Bhubaneswar. How many number of distribution centers are there? Just guess and tell
30
me.
to 40.
Not 30 to 40. Especially in case of Chandrasekharpur, Bhubaneswar, how many distribution centers are there? Starting from Chandrasekharpur to Kids Square. In a small location, Flipkart has started around 4 to 5 number of distribution centers. Just imagine how much demand will be arise from the customer side and how they manage their distribution networks in a such way that they can fulfill the demand of customers. That is most important thing. So especially reference to warehouse. In case of warehouse, Flipkart is designated the warehouse as a facilities center mother distribution hub, or it is simply called as facilities centers. So initially, the company has tied up with more than 15 courier companies like Blue Dart, Fast Flights to deliver their particular product. Even if they are also assigned Indian Post for areas where a courier do not reach. So due to reduce the cost of couriers and deliveries, company implements its own logistics that is known as e-cart. So specially reference to warehouse management, the three major steps should be adopted in case of warehouse management. The first one is inward processing, the second one is store management, and the third one is outward processing. So how this Flipkart warehouse management is implemented through these major three components. I'll show you particular figures. In case of inward processing, is starting from physically inwards by different carrier trucks. The next is directly shipped to quick check and scan. The next is pre-packaging of product. The combination of physical inwards through the trucks, then quick check plus scanning of particular product, and pre-packaging of product, it is under inward processing. In case of store management, what will happen? Starting from the pre-packaging of product, in case of store, it is the duty of operation manager to put the list generations. If order is no, it is directly go for physical placement on that is known as stakes, and after that it is update the final placement on shelf and closing the put list. If it is yes, it is directly go to the outward packaging. That means it is starting from final packaging. Sorry, it is directly included in case of final packaging, and final packaging to the placement of product into respective delivery hub, bags, and finally through the dispatch truck it reach to the customer. But in case of final packaging, the outward processing step also include put the list generations in case of outward processing, product pickup from the shelf, and final packaging should be done. So these are the three important component of your warehouse management, starting from inward processing, store management, and outward processing. The next important part of your Flipkart supply chain. In the left side, that particular schematic diagram is represent the forward supply chain, and the right side is directly represent the reverse supply chain of Flipkart. In case of forward supply chains, if you see manufacturer 1, manufacturer 2, and manufacturer 3 is directly combined with warehouse, it is they are also enables manufacturer distribution logistics. From the warehouse, it directly goes to delivery centers, and delivery centers are directly accommodate two type of courier service, that is phone service through e-card and other is courier service. The next part is in case of courier service, the courier logistics is implemented, delivery placed to the customer through the e-card. On the other way, it should be reached to the customers. If it is received by the customers through the barcode scanning, the order is via through the website and it is reached to the Flipkart customer text. But in case of reverse supply chain, if the customer is found that the particular product is not up to the mark, he registered a complaint through the different option of artificial intelligence, and that should be directly go to the agent of Flipkart and courier service. Through the logistics, the return process sale is enabled to the warehouse. If it is reached to the return process sales, the money is directly refunded to the customers. The next is, for example, if the company found any type of error or any type of breakage or any type of damage, how they use this particular product in case of Flipkart to generate value additions. In case of reverse logistics, most of the breakage, damage and errors should be found in case of product. It is under retry process when they directly stake or they directly compound this particular damaged product. By use of reverse transport, it should be reached to the nearest hub. After receiving the product, it is under the quality checks. They go for quality check and scanning the product, and after that they go for sorting this particular thing. In case of sorting, this is segregated to four types. If it is found good, then they directly go for resale. If it is not found, they go for recycle, especially reference to plastics, ceramics, glass materials. If it is not suitable for recycling, then it is directly go to scrap generations, especially reference to metal, copper, aluminum. And it is not found, it is directly dumped. So these are the different logistic services to retry process, how to generate a huge amount of money. The next is that in this year, they have came for a particular designation that is known as senior executive or in charge 2. So this is they have required in case of middle level management, and the location is Haringata near your Nadia districts of West Bengal, and the employment type is full time. So you know the package is around 6 lakhs, 6.7 lakhs, and these are the key responsibility includes. So what are the key responsibilities? Take responsibilities for ensuring seamless operations at the designated facility. The designated facility FCMS Center, Facility Center Mother Hub. FCMS stand for Facility Center Mother Hub. This is one type of warehouse they have operated, not for India, for other countries like Tibet, like Nepal, like Myanmar, like Bangladesh. So this is going to be Asia's largest facility center mother hub as far as concerned Flipkart. The next part is that they also focus towards the different states like Northeast, starting from Assam to Arunachal. And second point, manage expectation for team, measure performance, provide feedback, and monitor performance of team. In case of middle management, under your supervision, there is a huge amount of manpower is available. That is your duty. You have to provide different measures, mobilization of team, provide feedbacks, and monitoring different performance of a team. The next is work closely with planning, finance, that is known as human resource business process. HRBP stands for human resource business process. The next is facility student training. The next is facilities and infrastructure to ensure the F and I stand for facility and infra to ensure facility requirement are met. Then other responsibilities include ensure key metrics are maintained within the target sustainability. So you know most of the company are focused towards sustainability. through implementing green environment or green supply chain management. That is why they directly focus on key metrics of target was sustainability. The next is ensure safety and Kaizen culture in their warehouse. The next point is develop and report key performance indicators and execute update from RCA. That RCA stands for root cause analysis. The next is manage productivity with the best human relationship climate and aiming for higher productivity standard. The next one is leads with respective journal operation teams on smooth rollout of new initiative towards quality control movement. The next one is innovative to prove speed, quality, and cost using lean terminology. So in case of lean terminology or lean methodologies, as I told most of the time, it focuses on two parameters. One is reduce or minimize the percentage of wastage. Another is respect for people. And the last point, coordinate with various stakeholders. It's the most important part that is known as various stakeholders. The next part is support function and identify or implement action towards achievement of cost, speed, reliability, target, train, and development of the team. So these are the different key job responsibility included in case of Flipkart. Moving to the key components or key competency. These are the key competency required by Flipkart. Good understanding of warehouse, logistic business, including applicable laws, rules, regulations. The second is knowledge handling of e-commerce warehouse, experience of managing large teams. The third one is ability to influence other leaders, team and align them towards the common and shared objectives. The next one is excellence people management skills. And the last one is extremely strong analytical and quantitative skills. Moving to the next part, so these are the salary structures. This is not limited to 5.3. It's already set to 6 or 6.7. If you include all things. Moving to the next part, here the most important things, they are providing long travel allowances, special allowances, provident fund, ESI, insurance, and gratuities. Okay. And they also provide 10% of target bonus. Okay. Moving to next one. In case of key responsibility, if you have doubt, you can ask me. Anyone? Yes, anyone? Shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The first key responsibility is ensuring seamless operations. So in case of ensuring seamless operations, especially reference to designated FCMH, they told the FCMH stand for Fulfillment Center Motherhouse. Okay. Most of the company are designated as warehouse, but in case of Flipkart, they are called Fulfillment Center Motherhouse. So in case of FCMH, specially reference to seamless operations, it means planning and monitoring your operation to meet the goal. Implementing process for efficiency and constantly working to improve. This reduce the conversation issue like pay method and page inefficiency method. Moving to next part. Next key responsibility is manage expectations. So in case of manage expectation, watch employees work. That means you have to go for more amount of conversation or communications. Help employees use self-monitoring tools. The next is review work in progress on a regular basis. So this should be day to day, so this should be on a weekly basis, or this should be monthly basis. The next one is key responsibility, especially reference to first one is your planning. The next is finance. In case of finance, you have to reduce the different operational expenses in case of warehouse. For example, loading, unloadings. For example, there are around 20 number of people are working under you. That means you have to diversify these people as per the work schedules. The next important part is HRBP, that is human business partners. So in case of HRBP, they experience human resource personnel who work directly with an organization's senior leadership to develop direct HR agenda that closely support organization goals. So this is one of the most important part of HR business partner. In this case, you have to directly consult with more number of HR agenda that should be support organization goals. The next is Flipkart seeking student training. This is most important thing. That is why I represent the Flipkart. The Flipkart has initiated the Flipkart seeking student training. Why this? They are providing this training. So during the high peak of demand, especially reference to customers, the Flipkart is basically used on getting more amount of advantages by engage this MBA student or graduate student in case of warehouse. So in case of Flipkart seeking student training, it is 45 days long internship program launched in aimed at helping to gain critical skill in case of supply chain management to various universities, various colleges, various institutes. The program has been designated in a safe in case of Indian future workforce in various essential supply chain roles. It is said by Flipkart. The next one is F&I facility and infra. In case of facilities and infrastructure, suppose you are the manager of F&I, the major responsibility are include first is complete facilities. For example, the company is assigned in case of Kolkata and Delhi. That means you are the in charge of that particular facility and infrastructure. The next is implementation of EH system, that is environment, health and safety. And next one is security and procedures. And you are also responsible for budget planning. The next is you are also responsible for space management in facilities. The next is budget approval for all admin expenses. Then coordination of liaisons with government agency like SOF, right, states, that is UDS, Urban Development Agency, and even in case of small panchayat also. The responsible for employee awareness and communications, the daily monitoring or performance of utilities and manage all utilities. So what are the things are included in case of utilities? Anyone? Basically, the utilities includes electricities, that is known as your sanitaries. In case of housekeeping, these are included in case of utilities. The next is these are the others of things which include first one is preventive maintenance of mechanical items, UPS, and set safety equipments, and you are also responsible for HBS, that is heating, ventilation, and air conditions. The next responsibility is vendor management and bill processing. The next one is transport and logistics, transport and parking service. This is most important, especially reference to metros. The next is coordination with FM vendors and other contractor, FM central facility management. The next is general administration and bill payment, coordination with statutory bodies, coordination with low level and top level management. The next is vendor and contract performance evaluations, quick check in case of infra works, and maintaining rent tracker for rent and maintenance payment. And last one is tracking maintenance renewal agreements. So these are the things included in case of facilities and infra. Those who are assigned as a facility and infra, these are the key responsibilities. The next responsibility is key metrics. The key metrics basically include high profitability, initiation of new technology, competitions. The next is searching for investments and business portfolios. These are included in case of key metrics. The next one is safety and Kaizen culture. In case of safety, especially reference to warehouse, they have implemented ISO 18000. It stands for Occupational Health and Safety Assessment Series. And in case of Kaizen, as you know, this is a Japanese term. It's changed for the better or your continuous improvement. In case of Japanese business philosophy regarding the process that continuously improve operations and involve all employees. In case of Flipkart Kaizen, sees improvement in case of productivities, especially reference to warehouse, gradually and methodically process are included in case of warehouse facilities. The next key responsibility is that is key performance indicators. So this is nothing but a quantifiable measure used to evaluate the success of organization, employees, etc. in meeting objective for performance. And here the performance should be updated through the root cause analysis. This is a particular method for problem solving using in case of identification of different root causes or the fault or problem. It is widely used in case of IT operations, telecommunication, and industrial process. But Flipkart has recently implemented this root cause analysis with decomposed into four number of steps. That is, identify and describe the problem clearly. The next is establish a timeline for normal situation up to the time the problem is occurred. The third step is distinguish between the root cause and the cause causal factors. The fourth one is establish a causal graph between the root cause and the problem. Moving to the next ones, manage productivities. In case of manage productivities, this includes setting objectives, delegating responsibilities, communication, report feedback to employees, time tracking, dashboards, team to-do list, incentive, and recognitions. Moving to the next ones, so I will share this particular PPTs. We have only two slides left. The next one is innovative to improve speed, quality, and cost using lean methods. So as you know, in case of lean methodology, they must support and encourage lean mindset for the organization at all levels. The lean means doing more with less while doing it better. It directly focuses on continuous improvement of the particular system and respect for the employees. And the last key responsibility include coordinate with various stakeholders and support function and identify and implement action towards achievement of cost, speed, reliability targets, train and development teams. So initially the tagline is और wish होगी पूरी, but nowadays इतने में इतने मिलेगा. This is the tagline of Flipkart recently. So till that, any doubt from your side you can ask. Just switch on your microphone. So this presentation regarding your summer internship program, what I have collected, they will provide the summer internship around 45 days. They will pay for this particular SIP around 8 to 10,000, and they will also expand during any kind of festivities. For example, in case of Diwali or in case of Dasera, they will explore it. Any question from your side? Anyone? Yes. No question. Just any questions?
Sir, when we are getting the internship means in which month?
Which month? Probably in case of May, second week or maybe third week. Especially reference to your Jagatpur warehouse and Salepur warehouse. Yes.
सर the internship will be offline or online?
ऑनलाइन नहीं, ऑफलाइन होगा.
सर अभी तो जैसे केस बढ़ रहे हैं, फिर ज्वाइन करें या ना करें तो भी सोचना पड़ेगा.
तुम्हारा मर्जी.
Yes, sir.
It is my responsibility. I will provide the info. But the decision making is under your authority.
Sir, your voice is not audible.
Now it is audible.
Yes, sir.
It is under this is your decision whether you join or not. But the thing is that in case of SIP, they will ask the fundamental of supply chain management. The most common question: introduce yourself. Why operations? The next important thing is what is supply chain management? Tell me about Flipkart and some situational based questions. What kind of situational based question? For example, in case of facilities and infrastructure, there are around 10 to 12 number of people is working under your authority. Around 10 number of people, 6 are agreed to work for extra hours and 4 are not agreed to go for extra hours. So what is your suggestions on this particular situation? This type of question will be appear. I repeat, the question include introduce yourself, fundamental of supply chain management, why operation management. The next is tell me about Flipkarts, and some situational questions they will ask for your SRP internship. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes,
how
sir.
many students are sitting in the internship?
Mm-hmm.
Sir,
I'm not getting a point.
how many students are applying for the including MBA?
Till yet, the no notification is came from your placement, but the thing is that maximum student from MBA, because as you know, in case of the student strength is increased this year around 180 to 240, most of the student will be APS. So you have to compete with your batch along with around 100 number of students. Yeah, because in case of
Sir, MBA student specialization have they taken it or
But
not?
till now they
no,
don't know. College have not done the specialization. So how they appear?
how they apply, because they choose. If you kept in your mind I will take operations or HR or in case of marketing or finance, I'll go or definitely go for that particular company. मुझे अगर ऑपरेशन में जाना है तो मैं ऑपरेशन रिलेटेड कंपनी में करूँगा. They will provide a huge amount of benefit in case of placement. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.